What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm out here tonight doing another little just overnight in the woods. I'm going to do some kind of a little tarp camp. We might try to bushcraft up a little bit of some sheltery stuff. We're going to see how it goes. I've got the tarp, so if I need to just camp under the tarp, that is perfectly acceptable. It's a perfect time for it as well. We're just getting into fall. Nice and cool, brisk autumn air. I'm just absolutely loving it. No matter what, I know we're going to have ourselves a nice night. I'm going to take in the beautiful nature that I'm surrounded with. I'm going to enjoy a night in the woods. I'm going to cook myself up a nice dinner. We've got a couple of good beers to enjoy. But before I do any of that, I've got to take a little nip off of the old banana flask. That is reserve. It's just a super, super smooth whiskey, bourbon, Woodford. All right, everybody, let's get into it. You can see I've already started unloading some of my stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and take this foam mat just to get my pack up off the ground a little bit. Had a long hike in here, so I'm just going to take a couple minutes and resituate myself here. Now, I don't want to get too much further into the video before I let you know that this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Once my camp is set up, I've made my fire, I've cooked my dinner, and I'm just sitting around in the dark, it can be nice to have some type of an activity to unwind to. I've been playing Raid Shadow Legends lately, and it is so much fun. I always loved playing fantasy games on my PlayStation. Now I can take the action with me. Raid Shadow Legends is a huge game with over 4 million users and constant monthly updates. New users can get access to the legendary character Sun Wukong. The Monkey King is a popular character from Chinese mythology. He is known for his superhuman abilities, intelligence, and trickery. He also comes with 4 unique abilities. New users can use the promo code Monkey King within 72 hours of registering to download him for free. Once again, a big thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for keeping me in business. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, yep, you can see I've already started unloading some of my gear here. Just cycling through some stuff, but hopefully that's, yeah, there's an airplane right there. Hopefully the traffic noise isn't too bad for you guys. I can hear it, but a lot of times it doesn't show up on the video. I am in a fairly remote area, but there's just kind of a state route that's somewhat near here, and something about the acoustics of the forest just seemed to channel that traffic noise over to me. So of course I put the tarp at the very bottom of the backpack. Okay. Pre-tried ridge line with some prusik knots on there already. Quick little Canadian jam knot or an arbor knot. So that's what I do every time. Now this tie-out point here has got some shot cord on it, which can dangle. Nothing wrong with a little dangle. Okay, so we're coming all the way back here, which is I got to clear the leaves out to about this point here. And I probably don't even need to be honest with you, because I'm just going to be up there. Yes, I don't think I need to. pretty squared under there. I'm going to go ahead and pull this back a bit more. And I'll sleep more towards the front. But I'll keep my path on this ground sheet more towards the back of it. This is comfy. I don't mind this at all. Bada bing. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Can't complain about that. Taking a little bit of a load off here. Yeah, this year I've been wanting to do more bushcrafty type of projects as we get into the fall. I've dabbled with it before. If you've been around the channel for a while, you've seen a few of these videos. I've made lean-tos, I've made, blah, blah, blah. So I'm dipping my toe back into it. That's why I came to a place where I'm familiar with, and I know there was a lot of deadfall that I can use as resources. So I'm going to take this one little project at a time, and, I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself. I can always camp right underneath the tarp if I need to, just as is. I don't have to do anything else. I could just make a fire from here if I wanted to, but that's not the idea. The idea is to try out some of these skills and test myself and keep doing more and more until I can make one of those cool, what I'm talking about, those things that people make that have a door on it and everything. Maybe someday. For now, I'm going to go ahead and make a little fire reflector. So that's my next step here. Okay, so push it back here. I think I'm going to want my fire right about here. This reflector back, piece it back a little bit. I'm going to say fire's going to be right about here. Oh, that traffic noise is really driving me bonkers. Hopefully you guys aren't hearing it. It's not a problem, but I find it is harder and harder to get away from. I drive 3+ hours away from my house. 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Go out in a place where you don't even have cell phone reception. And I'm still here in the highway. Oh, anyway, what is everybody else's experience with it? How are you guys finding it? All right, so there's my fire pit. It's an actual pit. So I want my reflector to be about waist high. And I found some pieces that are on the ground, but they're still pretty green. So I think both of these two pieces should do what I need. Oh, and here's the third one. Pretty good. So, take our thickest sections. I'll go ahead and make it about chest high here. Yeah. You can see inside there that it's still very, very healthy. Okay. And that's like almost as tall as me. If I can get them all like that, that'll actually be great. Yeah, because I can cut them down further if I need to. Okay, so there's one. This one as well. Let's get the. So this one's got a bit of a curve to it. So I want to get that sawed off because I want the thing as straight as possible. Oh yeah, you know you're getting old when you can't stand up and sit down without making noises, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take these steaks and I'm just going to go ahead and put a point on them. Cool. We're going to go ahead and go two in the back, one in the front, I think. I'm going to take my thickest and shortest piece of the fire reflector. And this is going to be our base here. Okay, and then I forgot to hit the record button. I was talking to the camera without recording. Yeah, I decided to cut it off about chest. Waist is plenty high enough. I'm going to give myself a little bit of room. So yeah, you don't need to see it. You see, I cut them. Okay. Now, you don't have to do this, but it's kind of best practices. This is called chamfering. And basically, you're kind of putting a little bit of a point on this. You can do this with the axe as well. I did not do that. What this does is it helps stop the wood from mushrooming out when you hit it with a hammer or an axe or an awl or whatever you want to do. And then we'll do the same thing over here. So there you can see that's kind of the finished product there. Well, I smacked my hand with a hatchet there. And, accidents happen. Try to be as careful as possible. It's swelling up a little bit, though. So I've got pork chop for dinner. It's thawing, but it's still partially frozen. So I'm going to hold that up against it for a minute. It's the only kind of cold thing I have. And then I'll take a little ibuprofen, too, because that helps with the swelling. Otherwise, there's not much I could do besides just go ahead and hike out of here. And I don't think it's bad enough for me to do that. So no big deal. We'll get through it. Biggest pieces here. went ahead and chopped up another one of these here. So we can kind of squeeze these together. Well, sometimes you got to take it all back apart. And that's okay. Push these close together like this. Very close. I should have just done this 4 right from the get-go, but I thought I'd be cute. Yeah, that made a little difference there. And that is a lot better. It's another arbor knot, Canadian jam knot, whatever you want to call it. Great firewood. It's actually kind of ridiculous how much work that took. Smashed my hand up in the process just to build a fire reflector like that. But, you know, it's fun. I think it turned out pretty well. And, you know, it's just the idea to get out here, have some fun in the woods, and practice some skills. So we got ourselves a fire reflector this camp. Maybe next time we take it a little bit further. I got about an hour and a half of daylight left. So I think it's fire time. Yep, just need a little bit of help. Oh. That's not too bad. It is not too bad at all. Now all I gotta do is hold it in place somehow. Well, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Yeah, I'm not even using a light. This is all from the big fire. I got the big fire built back up here. But yeah, I'm going to let that die down. I'm going to go ahead and get dinner all prepped up. Go ahead and do a beer. Can you see it? Can you see it? Oktoberfest from Yingling. I may have jumped the gun a little bit on the whole tarp gipping thing. I thought it was going to be slightly too cold for that Snug Pack jungle bag that I use that has the screen that keeps the bugs out. Because when it's cold, bugs are really not a problem. However, I've seen a few spiders. So, yeah. I'm going to just have to hope for the best. I'm leaving the sleeping bag in my backpack until right before I go to bed. So, wish me luck. Part of what I'm cooking anyway is a little foil meal, and I forgot to bring the foil. Now, before you guys jump on me so fast, keep this in mind. Everybody always tells me you need a list for all of your standardized items. The thing is, I don't cook those foil meals that much. I actually made a last-minute decision. This morning, as I was packing, I decided that I was going to do one of those foil meals. I was going to bring an MRE, which those are cool and they're fun as well. But I kind of wanted to cook. It's a little bit more fun to cook. I will do another MRE soon, but anyway, that's not the point. I usually don't cook with foil like that. So, that's how I forget stuff, is I make last-minute, change-ups, basically. However, past Sam, Sam in the past, decided to put some foil inside of my fire kit. So that's actually excellent. And I don't know how old this foil is. It is super, super old. I'm going to have to remember to replace it. But yeah. Oh my gosh. Look at that. It feels awfully cheap. Oh, and there's holes in it on top of it. Oh my goodness sakes. Okay, that's all right. We're gonna make it work. We will make it work. It's all good. It's all good. We'll make it work. Butter. Some diced up onions and pepper. Red pepper. 3 small potatoes. That is going to be a full piece of foil there, but that's okay. Some of this is going to fall out, and that is okay. Such an unnecessarily lot of butter. That's all right. That's what we're doing. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing through all the smoke here. We're going to move all the sticks and this kind of stuff over here. So those will continue to burn and make more coals for us. And then we've got all these nice coals here. So let's get that out of there. And that nice big pile of coals. Perfect. Boom. I don't know if I have explained this very much on the channel, but when I started YouTube, I was very, very much inspired by those silent bushcraft type of guys. And I started off a channel where I didn't talk and stuff. And I did a handful of videos, and you know, I got rid of that. I started talking, but I really was like real fascinated with bushcraft stuff. I never got super great at it. They always used to cook steak on the coals. Joe Robinet used to do this. You know, I used to watch this guy called Bertram Craft and Wilderness, and he would do it. Sweetwoods, you know, the list goes on. Like, people cook meat on coals, and I was just never quite adventurous enough to try it. But Kevin, he puts hot dogs on coals, so I don't know. What the heck? I'm going to try it, man. If I don't like it, I got my potatoes. Man, you can hear that sizzle coming off of there. Okay. Right there. Whew, that's hot. It's hot. I can barely even touch it. And on the other side, something like that. Let's see what we're working with. That is not bad. Okay, Moment of truth. Ooh, that's ashy. Well, I think it's done all the way. It's definitely done. It's a very strong charcoal taste. I can handle it. I can handle it. Maybe this is a new thing we'll do. Maybe it'll drive people absolutely insane and they never want to see it again. Ooh, I should do fajitas on the channel again. I don't think I've done fajitas since I went to that party shack. Let me know if you want to see fajitas again. Well, that's good. The real kicker of the situation is I have a fork. And I still use the stick. And I'm wiping it off with a leaf. That's bushcraft. That's real bushcraft for you. That's bushcraft. Bushcraft paper towel. A leaf. That's man stuff. So I just grabbed that out of the hole in the foil over there. And that is not done. It's definitely not done. So it's coming along pretty good. What I did was I piled up a bunch of twigs on here, and we're going to give it like a flash fry. These things won't burn very long. Hopefully this will get us where we need to be in terms of course 2 being finished. A little check-in here. This is the hand I smacked with the axe. Seems to be doing fine. I don't see too much swelling. I think it's perfectly fine. I've got a couple more pieces of firewood here that foil packet is cooling down. I wouldn't mind eating it in front of a nice full fire. So we're just going to bust out some of these. Good pieces of dry firewood that I found. Boom. Boom. How's that? Not bad. Yes, sir. And a boom. And a bang. Ain't too bad, huh? Ain't too bad. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and have a bite without any of this seasoning here. Woo! Man, that fire's pumping all of a sudden. It's pumping out smoke. Oh, man. There. How's that looking? Hard to get it to focus on it. Oh, man. Peppers are juicy. It's good, man. It ain't bad. It's good stuff. It is really tasty. It's hard to mess that up. A little garlic in there can go a long way. Ooh, those parts are crunchy. Those are burnt. Oh yeah, they're definitely burnt. but ew. But overall, I would say that's a success. Goodness sakes, let's get that burp. Taste it in my mouth. I was a little nervous that it wasn't going to work out when I didn't have the foil, but it makes sense that I pulled it together. After all, I'm saying bananas. Get this built up a little bit more. This one's a little too solid. But right here by camp, I got this thing, which is so handy. Yeah, so handy. Boom. Boom. All right, well, get my fire all built back up. This is kind of the part of the night where I call Sam time. I got to make sure that each time I'm out, I take some amount of the time, for me. Otherwise, it turns into nothing but a total job, and that's a good way to lose your passion for something. I do appreciate each and every one of you for watching. I know I say it all the time, and I'm sorry if it sounds like a broken record. I'm going to go ahead and chillax, enjoy this fire for a bit, then I'll crawl into bed. Anything crazy happens, I'll definitely let you guys know. Otherwise, back with you in the morning. Good night, everybody. Bada bing. Oh, so warm. Goodness sakes. Good night. Good morning. All right, everybody. That is camp all back to normal. Everything's torn down. Buried up the fire pit. Got all my gear packed up. Tore down my fire reflector. This is a fun one, This is like stuff that I really enjoy doing. It's good. It's good stuff. I had an absolute blast. I hope you did too. That is another one in the books. I want to say a big, big thank you to each and every one of you for watching this video. You all make it possible for me to do this. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that banana. And we're going to catch you on the next one, everybody. Bye. And this one as well. I am recording, right? Good Lord. It's definitely done. hopefully this will get us where we need. I had an absolute blast. I hope you did too. That is another one. Here, try it again.
Mopping is hard work. Then I tried the Swiffer Power Mop. It has a built-in solution that breaks down dirt on contact. Plus, its 360-degree swivel head cleans up along baseboards and even behind the toilet. Bye-bye, bucket. The Swiffer Power Mop.
Why did you stop being a vigilante? The line was crossed. I was raised to believe in grace, but I was also raised to believe in retribution. Daredevil, Born Again, only on Disney Plus.
Woo! What's up, folks? Thanks for joining me again. I'm out here today to do a little bushcraft camping. I had a hankering to want to do some of this before it got too warm, and here we are. It is warm outside. I hiked back down this trail a bit, just off the trail a little bit here. Last time I was here in the blue Home Depot tarp with Killian, I walked past this downed tree, and I thought, man, this would be such a cool spot to do a little bushcraft shelter camp in. Unfortunately, I do have a little traffic noise. Hopefully that's not showing up too much on the camera here. So yeah, I'm excited to do it. I've had a hankering to do this for a while. We're gonna use this tree as kind of like the basis for a shelter. I'm gonna set something up. I'm gonna get a, doggone it. That's okay, we'll take that with us. It's not the first garbage that I've seen on my way out here. Anyway, we're not gonna let that spoil the mood. I'm gonna build up myself a nice little shelter here. I got some good beers to drink. We're gonna have a nice small fire out here. We're gonna build ourselves a nice shelter on this thing here. I'm gonna do a little grilling. We're gonna lay back. We're gonna enjoy nature. There's this muddy river right next to me, so I might even do a little fishing. We'll see. But before I do any of that, I've got to take a little nip off of the old banana flask. Woo! Oh my God, that's got a bite to it. Oh man. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, la, la, la. Goodness sakes. Still working through that bottle of St. Augustine Florida bourbon that I got while I was down there. Whew. Going to talk to you guys a little bit about that trip. What happened when I went through the backpacking area in South Carolina that I was planning on going through. Also going to talk to you guys about future plans, trips that I have coming up, and everything else you can expect for the future on this channel. Woo! We'll chat about that later. For now, let's get into it. Okay, here on the ground, we've got a branch that should work pretty well for propping this guy up. As you can see, this is a little on the wobbly side. So we're going to go ahead and give it a little bit of support. We're eyeballing this here, but I'm going to say we're going to chop off right where it starts to curve here. That is pretty close. This piece is all funky, so it's not super, super bad once you get into it, I guess. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I got it. Okay, try this again. Yeah. Even just that one stick makes things a lot more stable. Whew, okay. This one's a bit more green. There's a tipped over trees. I mean, they're tipped over trees all over the place, but that are, completely dead. But they haven't started to rot, and they haven't, gotten hard yet. So they still, bendy and have some give to them and stuff. So I'm going to put this one here right alongside my other support, and then I will also use this to build a little wall on this side. Okay, looking pretty decent. A lot of the stuff I'm picking up here is a little on the funky side. It's not exactly the best you would do for building materials. If you were doing, like something a little more permanent, this is just for fun. So yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a long pole like this and kind of measure out how I want the sloping angle of the shelter to go. And then I'll know from the ground how long I want the walls to be. So we'll do that first. This still gives me a little bit of a overhang, and I'm under it. So I think where I've got the branch here should be good. Okay, so the next thing here, I'll take this and measure it up against myself, and I can see roughly that much higher than myself. That's how long the backs pieces need to be. Yeah, so that's how I do it. If you do it different, and you build a bushcraft shelter different, I wouldn't mind hearing what your techniques are. Leave me a comment, let me know. We'll go ahead and pull this over. Now I got the basics for everything kind of measured out exactly how I want them to be. So I moved this over just a little bit, and I'm going to mark the edge of where I want the bed to be. And in order to measure that out well, we'll just take this and just go like this. And we'll say we can go to about right there. Take this branch off here. Yeah, then we'll put this guy like that. We should be pretty much ready to go. Okay, let's keep it rolling. Pull these couple back out. You can get the thickest one on towards the bottom. Whew. Okay, well, that's about as much as the wall as I've got none, and no wall on the other side. I think we're probably going to just go ahead and call this good, and I'm going to go ahead and set up the tarp. Every single piece of wood I'm picking up is just crawling with ants and bugs, and I got to pick up 10 different pieces in order to find, one good one. It's a lot of work doing this. It's fun, and I like to test the skills and put it to the test. But honestly, I think I waited a little bit too late in the year to try a bushcrafty type of camp like this. So we're going to make the best out of what we got. We're just going to go ahead and secure these two pieces. Try to smooth out the top of this log here, and then we're just going to go ahead and do the tarp. And I'll do my fire in front, and I'll maybe even see if I can get a little fishing in. This one you can see here is really secured in there well. This one's just leaned up. It's not anything. So I want to get this one secured to our main ridge post here. So that's on there. Pretty decent. Wiggle around a little bit, but for the most part, that's not going anywhere. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here with an arbor knot. Airplane.
A tasty take on a soft, bite-sized blondie. New Chips Ahoy Baked Buds.
Toss, wash. Wow. Smell
Unstoppable.
Want to take the next step with Entivio? Then it's time to talk to your healthcare provider. With Entivio, you may be able to pay as little as $5 per dose. Plus, our team can help connect you with additional support programs. Entivio.
Meet Justin Wright, savvy spender. He saves on coffee and makes it at home. And he gets Now by Xfinity.
It's just right.
All-in monthly prices for internet, mobile, and a TV you love. Get Now internet starting at $30 a month, all in.
Yet another toothpaste that does not whiten. Girl, this one works. Basic toothpaste stops at the top. Crest goes deeper to dissolve the bonds that hold stains to teeth for whiter teeth in one day. Crest.
And then next, take our tarp like this. Another arbor knot on this side. We'll tie up to this. Oh no, we're not tying up to that. Get this over here so you guys can see it. The old bushcraft zip tie, they call it. Good old Faithful out here. Whew, it is hot. Man, it is hot. There's something that keeps jumping. I don't know what it is, but that is what made me want to cut this short really cutting it short. I mean, I got a shelter here to sleep under, so hopefully it looks cool. Hopefully you had fun watching me string it together. It took a lot longer than it looks like, I'll tell you that. It's something big. I keep hearing big splashes going in and out of the water, or going into the water, big splash going into the water. It's either turtles or it's a fish jumping. I don't know. There's no beaver in this area as far as I know. I don't see any signs of beaver chew. And as far as I know, I've been coming to these woods for a long time. I've never seen beaver dams or lodges or anything like that, or any kind of sign of beavers. I gotta think it's either a turtle or it's fish jumping. And I'm getting eager to throw the line in. So we're gonna get the rest of the camp set up here and then see about throwing that line in. Whew. I am extremely thirsty. There's a half a liter of water in one bowl. Two days from now, everything weather holds and prediction holds true. It's supposed to be a big storm coming through. So my next trip after this is going to be an old-fashioned San Bananas rain camp. And then after that, I'm going to head out for probably a 2-night canoe camp after that. So I'm super, super excited to get back on the water. Whew. Cool. Hawks all over the place. Oh man, hate the sound of traffic. But it's, I chose to camp here, so we're going to ride it out. I'm well aware this is not the world's most impressive bushcraft structure. Sometimes it's just fun to, give it a try, give it a go, and each time you try it, you get a little bit better at it and kind of practice some of these bushcraft building skills. It's an excuse to get me out here too and, do something fun, do something different. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to tell you guys. After I left Florida, I intended to go up through South Carolina and do a backpacking trip. I had a spot picked out, and I was just absolutely whooped. I had noodle legs. My butt was kicked. The more I do this, I'm getting in better and better shape, but I was not in a position to try to go out into the wilderness and potentially get injured and get stuck out there. That is not something that I wanted to have happen. So I decided to play it safe. I went out, I did do some day hiking, did quite a bit of it actually, which is, even though I was sore, I was able to do that. If you've ever backpacked, then you know that hiking with a full camp load on your back is way different than hiking with a water bottle and some snacks. But I did some hiking out there, and it was absolutely insanely gorgeous. I am going back there at some point this year. I will go back there with the canoe, and I'm doing a canoe trip, period. It is this crazy lake. There's campsites that are just like right there. Like you're looking out and looking at mountains. There's like waves. I mean, I can't even describe it. I'll roll some B-roll for you guys so you can see all these forest roads and stuff. But yeah, I took a bunch of footage, and I'm putting together a video on Patreon for that. Then the Patreon video should be up within a week. By the time you see this video, I'll have part 2 of the Florida vacation with Mrs. Bananas up Patreon. Within a week or so from now, I should have that South Carolina day hike, driving through forest roads trip. That's just really crazy, beautiful scenery. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I always say, I know not everybody can or not everybody wants to do Patreon. I completely understand that. And that's what the video's over here for. If you feel like checking it out, and if you don't want to, I completely understand. Oh, yeah. And so I also wanted to tell you guys, if you've been around the channel for a while, then you would have seen some backpacking trips that I did in Washington State. I was on a plane the day after I quit my job. The landscape out there is just breathtaking. So what I did was I flew out there, and then I rented a car, and then I drove to 3 separate locations and I filmed 3 standalone videos. However, I recorded all this stuff in the middle. So it's like actually one huge trip, and I can recreate that video and fill in all the gaps so you can see like the whole entire trip. So I've been wanting to do that for a while. I'm still making videos, and you got plenty of that are coming and everything, but this is something I've really, really wanted to do so you guys can see the trip as a whole in its entirety. So look for that. I'm going to get that video out for you guys. Man, I hear things jumping all over the place, but nothing's like, it might not be fish, it might be turtles. I'm gonna get the bug spray out. I can feel the bugs on me. Getting bit up by mosquitoes. Somebody's been a stupid jerk and thinks it's funny to leave a beer can in nature. If you're gonna drink the beer out in nature, don't leave it on a tree like that stupid jerk did. Woo! It's fire time, baby! Zonenhofen. I just saw Corporal's Corner at one point using a tool like this and thought it was cool. Mess of hands. Oh. It's not the prettiest, but should catch flame.
I was a flower gone wild and free. All I wanted you to be my sweet melody. And if I was a tree grown tall and green, all I wanted you to shade me and be my leaf.
Privacy.
Privacy.
Gelato.
Froyo.
Architecture.
Sharkitecture. Holiday! Is that good?
What a vacation.
Don't you mean holiday?
My bad.
How do you drive change and securely innovate your development process? Security is your job. It's also ours. You need a partner to help you see around corners so you can innovate confidently.